welcome to Science Learning Gateway. I hope you people are doing great. So now, for this tutorial is especially for SSLC Karnataka State Board students, those who are writing their board exams, and on Monday they have their last paper. That is, on Monday they have to write science paper. Correct. So in this tutorial, we are going to learn some of the important tips and uh, how to write the paper so that you can score maximum marks in the exam. I think you all have prepared very well for the exam, correct? But some knowledge and the right how to write the answers on the answer sheet is one of the important thing by which you can score good marks, right? And many times what happen that children will get nervous in the examination hall. It is a natural thing, but by following few useful tips while sitting in the examination hall and writing a paper, you can score a very good marks in the exams. So let's start with the tips which we have to follow during the science exam. So first thing is that 15 minutes time you will get before when you will get the question papers. 15 minutes time you will get. So in during that 15 minutes you should read the question paper properly, and you should make a plan in your mind that which questions you have to attempt, how to write the answers properly, right? So this time this 15 minutes should be utilized by the student to read the question paper properly before they start writing, and you can plan in your mind about how to solve the paper correctly without getting panicked. So student must utilize these 15 minutes very carefully to make a strategy for writing their exam smoothly and correctly. So please utilize 15 minutes for reading the question paper very properly. The second point is that give the question numbers correctly. Suppose many times it happens that in hurry you put different question numbers for different answers, but please put the numbers in the correct order, first, second, third, like this, and then write the answers. And during when you are attending MCQ questions, if the answer of the first question is option number B, and suppose the answer is flower, then you should put B option, and you should write the proper answer also in the same line. Next, write to the point answer. See, in science we don't have to write essay type answers, correct? We have to write to the point answer. What is asked in the question, that answer you have to write correctly, and if possible write the answer in point wise. Then the examiner will also get impressed and you will get very good marks. Fourth question, draw the diagram neatly and label it properly. If in the exam, definitely, if not, I mean, it's a science paper, so definitely diagrams will come in the exams. So draw the diagram neatly and label it properly. Okay. And many times it is asked that suppose they will give you to draw a brain, and in that brain you have to label cerebrum and cerebellum. Then only you have to label cerebrum and cerebellum. No need to label any other things. Now, the fifth question, while solving the numericals, keep few points in mind. So let us see which points we have to keep in mind while solving the numericals. Suppose one question is given over there. Sorry. This question is from electricity chapter. Suppose one question is given suppose this is one of the question. An electric iron of resistance 20 ohm takes a current of 5 ampere. Calculate the heat developed in 30 seconds. So suppose this type of question or any type of numericals will be given in the exam. The first thing which you have to do is that you have to write the information which is given in the question. So over here, what are the information which are given to us? Resistance is given. So we will put resistance is equal to 20 ohm. Next thing which is given in the question is current, that is I is equal to 5 ampere, and one more thing which is given in the question is T is equal to 30 seconds. So these are informations which are given to us. Now we have to check that which formula we have to use, means what we have to calculate, that also we have to check. Calculate the heat means we have to calculate heat in this question. And now we have to think that which formula we should use using these quantities so that we can calculate heat. So one formula we have read over there for calculating heat, H is equal to I square RT. I square RT. Now the next step which you have to do is that substitute the value. So what is the value of I over there? That is 5. So you will put 5 square. Value of R is 20 and value of T is 30. So we have given all the values. So when we will calculate this one, 5 5s are 25 into 20 into 30, we will get 15,000. The answer will be 15 or 50. Yes, The answer will be 15,000. And what is the unit of heat? That is joule. At last, when you are getting the answer, you should put the unit also. So these are the tips which you have to follow while solving the numericals. And please don't leave the numericals. Try to attend the numerical. At least you should write the things which are given in the question. Write the form. Write what you have to calculate. Second thing. Third thing is that you have to use the formula by which you can get the answer. And the fourth thing, so you have to substitute the values. And the fifth tip is that you have to calculate the value and put the unit also. If you'll do all these things, you'll get full marks in the numericals. At least try to solve the numericals. If half of the question also you will solve, then half marks at least you can get from there, right? So don't leave the numerical questions in the exam. Now let's move towards our next step while writing our science paper. Yes, many questions will be asked in the exam. Many questions will be asked in the exam where you have to write the differences. For example, in the exam they will give you write the differences between sexual and asexual reproduction. And asexual reproduction. So what you will do, you will make two columns for that. One for sexual and one for asexual reproduction. And then you will write the differences in points. For example, in sexual reproduction we need two parents. In asexual reproduction we need one parent. In sexual reproduction gametes are formed. In asexual reproduction no gametes are formed. Sexual reproduction can be seen in humans. Asexual reproduction can be seen in amoeba. Right? So these are the difference. Like this only you have to write these answers. If you write it in point points, you will definitely get full marks in this. And the examiner will also be happy by looking at the answer sheet. Next, while attending internal choice questions, choose the question which you know better. In many of the questions, you will get options, right? That which means among two questions, any one question you have to do. So usually, in some of the questions, not in many, in few of the questions, internal choices will be given. So students should select that question which he or she knows better. So, but the tricky thing is that these choices is that student often decide on instinct which questions to attempt. Later they regret not choosing the other question which they knew better. So this happens because of your haste. So what you have to do over there, when it comes to you to choose the question you want to attempt, given a careful reading to each question, means read the question at least 2 times. Read internal choice question 2 times and then see that which question you know better. Then write the answer of that question only. No need to do both the question. Any one question only you will do in internal choice questions. And the next step which I want to give you is that attempt all the question. Whether it's not true, it's not compulsory that you know all the answer. I know that everyone of us don't know all the answers. All the 100% we cannot give, but at least we can try. At least what you have done during the preparation, you know something from there. Suppose the question will be given from sex determination, that how we can determine sex in human beings. So at least you know that in humans we have 23 pairs of chromosomes. In male we have X and Y pairs, and in female we have XX pairs of sex chromosomes. Like that you can write few points, and then at least few marks you can get from each and every answers. So don't leave any of the question, attend all the questions. And the next point which is very important is that you have to only use blue pen for writing the exams. You can use black pen also for writing the headings or for underlining etc, but for writing the answers only use blue pens. Now for drawing the diagrams, don't use pen at all. Use your pencil for drawing the diagrams, and for labeling also use pencil. Don't use pens for diagram. And after that, after completing the question, after completing your answer sheets, check the answer twice. At least means by chance in hurry you have left any question or you have done any mistakes in numericals or any other question, then check it once so that you can correct it before finishing the exams. And last but not the least is that don't panic. It's not always obvious for you to know everything. You don't know it's not compulsory that you will know all the questions. There may be some question that you find beyond your knowledge, right? At such time, do not panic or be afraid. Because of this, you can affect your brain badly, making it blank. This way, you don't be able to answer those questions which you knew initially. Think wisely, be calm and focused. You will have plenty of time to think and frame the answers to all questions. All you need is to act sensibly to keep yourself boosted up with full confidence. Yes, it is very true that you should maintain your confidence level. You don't have to panic, and revise, recall that what you have read during your preparation in schools, tuitions, etc. In during self study, what you have read, frame your answer and write the answers in the answer sheet. And one of the most important thing is that in science, please don't write essay type of answers, and be to the point while writing the answer. Write the answers, if possible, write the answer in points, and think and then write the answer. Don't make any spelling mistakes. That these are the few tips which you can follow and during the exam, and you can get very good marks. I'm sure that you people will get very good marks during the exam. And when you'll get the result, please, every one of you, post your marks in the video or in the comment section, so that we will know that our students have scored what type of marks in the exam. Okay. And one of the most important thing is that maintain your confidence level. There's no need to write the answers in the same order as in the question paper. Firstly, what you have to do is that choose the answers which you know correctly. Write the answers first which you have written, which you know very properly, so that you can gain some confidence. And after that, you have time, think the answers, and then you can write the answers of those questions which you have forgotten or which you don't know. Correct? And now you have 2 days time. Utilize these 2 days properly and give your 100% for writing your science paper. Now, few of the important topics we can discuss once again, so that you can recall these topics and you can revise it once. From the first chapter, chemical reactions and equation. Practice the questions from how to balance a chemical equation, because these questions are important in model papers also. These questions were asked that balance the given equation, so this is important. So please practice how to balance a chemical equation. For example, a simple reaction I can give over there: N2 plus H2 gives NH3. So you can see over there that over there we have 2 nitrogen, but in product side we have only 1 nitrogen. In reactant side we have 2 hydrogen, but in product side we have 3 hydrogen. So we have to, in balanced chemical equation, what we have to do, the number of atoms in the reactant side should be equal to the number of atoms on the product side. Correct? So we have to balance nitrogen and hydrogen over there. So first of all, we will balance nitrogen. Correct? So nitrogen, 2 nitrogen is there, so we will put 2 over there. Right? So over there, 3 into 6 hydrogen it became. So if we have to make this hydrogen also 6, so what we will do, we'll multiply it with 3. Now the reaction is a balanced reaction. So like this, you have to use hit and error method to balance the given equation. Next is how to write a chemical equation. Suppose the question is given in the words and you have to write a chemical equation. For example, sodium will react with water. Sodium reacts with with hydrochloric acid they have given. So sodium reacts with hydrochloric acid to give when sodium will react with hydrochloric acid, it will form NaCl plus hydrogen gas, H2 gas. So you have to write the same reaction in the form of formulas and compounds. So practice this question. It can come in the form of fill in the blanks also. Sodium plus HCl gives dash and dash. So practice the questions very properly for writing the chemical equation. Next is that type of chemical reactions. Over there you have to read about type of chemical reaction. For example, we have read about combination reaction. So what happens in a combination reaction? In combination reaction, 2 reactants combine. A plus B will combine to give you a single product AB. Right? For example, C plus O2 gives CO2. Next is decomposition reaction. In decomposition reaction, a single reactant will break down to give you two or more than two products. AB will give you A plus B. For example, we have read this reaction CaCO3. When you will heat CaCO3, you will get CaO plus CO2. This is one of the example for decomposition reaction. Three types of decomposition reaction we have read: decomposition reaction using sunlight, decomposition reaction using heat, and decomposition reaction using electricity. Third type of reaction which we have read is displacement reaction. So in displacement reaction, what happens? In displacement reaction, a more reactive metal will displace a less reactive metal from its solved solution. Next is double displacement reaction, fourth type. In double displacement reaction, what we have read, mutual exchange of ions takes place in double displacement reaction. And the last one is the redox reaction. In redox reaction, reduction and oxidation takes place simultaneously. Apart from that, we have also read about exothermic and endothermic reaction. So what is exothermic reaction? In exothermic reaction, heat is given out. Heat is given out. Heat is liberated, means along with the products you will get heat also. But in endothermic reaction, heat is used to carry out the reaction. Heat is used to carry out the reaction. For example, when you will heat CaCO3, you will get CaO plus CO2. That is an example of endothermic reaction. For exothermic, you can write respiration reaction. That is an example for respiration. Decomposition of vegetable matter. That is also an exothermic reaction. So remember that those types of questions can come for your MCQ questions also. Next, we have also read about neutralization reaction. So what is neutralization reaction? When an acid will react with a base, we will get salt and water. That type of reaction is called neutralization reaction. HCl plus NaOH will give you NaCl plus H2O. That is an example of neutralization. Next, we have read about some naturally occurring acids in acid and base chapter. Over there, we have read that in citric fruit like orange and lemon, citric acid is present. In curd, lactic acid is present. In nettle sting and bee sting, methanoic acid is present. In tamarind, tartaric acid is present. So learn that table properly. Questions might come from there. After that, we have also read about the uses and formula of bleaching powder, washing soda, baking soda, plaster of Paris, and at last we have read about the formation of gypsum. When in plaster of Paris, water molecules are added, we can get gypsum. So read these things properly. After that, what are amphoteric oxides? Amphoteric oxides are those oxides which can react with acids as well as they can react with bases also. For example, aluminum oxide. That is an example of amphoteric oxide. We have also read about ionic bond and its properties. So that is also important. Catenation. Catenation, self-linking property of carbon to form a long chain. Then trends in properties, that what will happen when we will move from top to bottom in a group. What will happen to the atomic size. Then what will happen to the electronegativity? Those trends you have to read. Next, sex determination humans. That is very important question. From our environment chapter, from sources of energy, you have to read fossil fuels, advantages of solar cells, biodegradable, non-biodegradable waste, homologous organs, analogous organs, properties of magnetic lines of force. This question is also important. Many times in the board exam, this question was repeated. So learn these topics very carefully. Apart from that, it is a science exam, so obviously diagrams will come. So practice the diagrams from metals and non-metal chapter 1. Diagram is there, reaction of zinc granules with sulfuric acid and testing of hydrogen gas. That is very important. Electrolytic refining of copper is also important. Then your open and closed stomacher diagram, that is also important. Then your digestive system. Excretory system is also important. Diagram of nephron is equally important. Then diagram of brain, electric generator, motor, those diagrams are important. And at last, in electricity chapter, we have some symbols for electric component. Practice those diagrams also. Circuit diagram in series combination, parallel combination. Practice the diagrams which are given in your NCERT textbook. So that's all. Apart from that, many model paper questions were also released by your Karnataka State Board. So practice according to that, and don't forget to read your NCERT question answers in text as well as your exercise question answers. Those are very important from your exam point of view. So that's all. I hope you all have prepared very good for the exam. Now also time is there for you. Prepare well for your exam and score very good marks in the exam. So I wish you all the best and a very good luck for your science exam. And please do comment in the comment box after writing the exam that how was your paper. And when the result will be released, please comment your marks in the comment box so that I will also know that what type of marks you people have got. And I'm very sure that you all will score very good marks in the exam. So at last, finally, all the best to you all. So thank you for watching, and if this video is helpful for you, then please click on the like button, and don't forget to watch the videos which I have uploaded for you people for class 10th science. You can get all the videos in the playlist of class 10th and go through that once. Thank you.